The Bronx Bombers set up defensively with Chambliss at first, Randolph at second, Dent at short, Nettles at third, Thomason in left, Rivers in center, and Reggie Jackson in right field. Thurman Munson behind the plate. Ed Figueroa on the mound. Figueroa, the right-hander, with a 13-9 one-loss record. He's 1-1 against the Seattle Mariners this year, and he has a 5.15 earned run average. And here was the play-by-play. The Scooter, Phil Rizzuto.
All right, Julio Cruz swings and misses. Strike one. This little speedster started the ball game off last night with a base hit and a stolen base. He has 48 stolen bases on the year. Batting .249, 14 doubles, 1 triple, 1 homer, 22 runs batted in. He's a switch hitter, batting left-handed, takes it outside, 1-1. Nettles is in at third. The outfield very shallow on Cruz. And that slider hits the outside corner, a ball and 2 strikes. Looks like we might have a little problem with the scoreboard out there tonight. Plate umpire Lou DeMuro, Larry Barnett at first, Jim McCain at second, and Hank Soar over at third. Vic Balsaggio, the regular member of this crew, not feeling up to par. And Piggy's pitch, swing and a miss, strike 3. Threw the fastball by him. So they get the dangerous Julio Cruz out. He, like Mickey Rivers, makes things happen when he gets on base. That'll bring up Craig Reynolds, the shortstop, batting .298, 12 doubles, 6 triples, 5 homers, 42 runs batted in. Again, Nettles is in at third. Reynolds, the left-hand batter, all the way, takes the slide, a low ball 1. Time the outfield. Straight away. And a swing and a miss at another ball that dipped down and in.
Well, it looks like Figueroa has good control of that curveball. Of course, the secret to throwing the curveball is get on top. Get that downward spin.
Yeah, you throw that flat curve and out it goes.
All right.
The 1-1 pitch. High and outside, 2-1. One out, nobody on. Ball game just underway. The 2-1 delivery hits right through the legs of Figueroa on out in the center field for a base hit. Figgy finishes very high, has a lot of trouble with line drives hit back through the box. How many times have we seen him try and field them backhanded? So that's the first hit of the ball game. Mariners, by the way, Fran, hold a 5-4 edge over the Yankees in the season series.
Yes, they do, so of course, tough ball club. They know they want to impress. There's guys fighting for jobs on his ball club, and they look good. Paul Mitchell looked very good last night, the right-handed pitcher.
He was sharp. Rupert Jones, the batter, takes the ball outside. Jones batting .245. He has only 4 homers, 33 runs batted in. Strike call, 1-1. Chambliss holding the bag against Reynolds. Line base hit right center. And Reynolds going to go to third base. No, he stops and Rivers gets rid of the ball. Throw way wide of the bag. And Reynolds gone. He'd have made it easily. A big break for the Yankees there. Line single to right center by Rupert Jones. Back-to-back base hits.
Phil Figueroa got that ball up to Rupert Jones. And, of course, Figueroa's forte, the sinker. He relies on a sinker. You have to keep the ball down. And, of course, the breaking ball you have to keep down.
Okay, listen, I received several letters of constructive criticism. I get them all the time.
Oh.
And I just want to remind you of something because I used that same expression you did. That pitch is down low to Leon Roberts, ball 1. Very unusual that you should bring that word up. We'll talk about it in a moment. Right now, we got a little excitement here. Roberts batting .304, 20 homers, 75 runs batted in. Swing and a foul tip held by Munson. It's 1-1. Jones at first, Reynolds at second with 1 out. Figueroa to the belt. And it's high. Two balls, 1 strike to count. Jones with a big lead off first base. Chandler's playing wide of the bag and deep. Bouncing ball to third, foul. Backhanded by Nettles. 2 balls, 2 strikes.
So Roberts having a great year. In Seattle, he talked about his success this year. He said when he was in Houston, they sent him to the minor leagues. He learned how to hit for average. He was in a big ballpark. Of course, in Seattle now, he's in a small ballpark. He's hitting for average and also hitting the home run.
The pitch is swing and a miss. Boy, he threw him a good sinker that dip down and in. Figueroa picks up his second strikeout and a big one there. Runners remain at first and second. 2 out, and the batter, Bruce Bochy, the designated hitter. Bochy hitting .270 with 24 doubles, 3 triples, 9 homers, and 44 runs batted in. And a high fly to Gary Thomason in left field. Figueroa gets out of the jam. No runs, 2 hits, no errors, 2 men left. At the end of 1/2 inning, Mariners nothing, and the Yankees coming to bat.
Bottom of the first inning, the Yankees will send to the plate Mickey Rivers. Willie Randolph and Thurman Munson will face right-hander Jim Colburn. Colburn acquired by the Seattle Mariners in a trade with the Kansas City Royals in the middle of this year. He was traded for Steve Braun. Phil?
All right, and the pitch to Rivers. Base hit on the first pitch to right field. And now things might happen with Mickey on. Looks like he's in the mood to play a little heads-up baseball tonight. After 2 innings, no score up at Fenway Park. Oakland nothing and the Red Sox nothing. Rick Langford against Mike Torres as Willie Randolph steps in. Rivers was batting .260 with 18 doubles, 6 triples, 10 homers, 39 runs batted in. Willie Randolph batting .266. Quick throw to first. Rivers back. Tell you what a gem that Colburn spun against the Yankees up in Seattle.
Yes, he did so.
Shut him out, and Randolph up to bunt, takes it low outside, ball 1.
Last year, Colburn threw a no-hitter. Kansas City Royals.
Oh, that's right. Of course. Not against the Yankees, but I remember that.
Right, when Colburn has his good stuff, it's a fastball, not overpowering, a curveball and a slider.
Willie bounces a base hit to left, and Rivers has to stop at second base. So by bluffing that bunt, they had the infield moving, looking for the bunt. Stein was in at third. Reynolds shading towards second, and Randolph hit it between the third baseman and the shortstop. So back-to-back singles. And the batter, Thurman Munson. Thurman batting .296. 25 doubles, a triple, 6 homers, and 59 runs batted in. No score. We're in the bottom of the first inning. On deck, Reggie Jackson. Yankees with great speed on the bases. Rivers at second. Randolph over at first. Stretch by Colburn. Pitch to Munson. High, ball 1. Infield and double play depth. Dick Hauser coaching at third. Gene Michael at first. Colburn kicks, delivers. It's over the outside corner, 1-1. Big gap between first and second. Julio Cruz shading over close to second base. Stretched by Colburn. Now the pitch. And it's low and outside. 2 balls and a strike. Foul, that'll be out of play. Balls, 2 strikes, nobody out. Hey, wake up. All right, they're changing baseballs out there. That's why there's a slight delay in the ball game.
Of course, Thurman Munson has faced Jim Colburn for a number of years here in the American League and has a pretty good idea what to look for in a situation like this. Very important to be an intelligent hitter.
The 2-2 pitch popped up, might be out of play near the dugout, and it is just over the dugout back into the seats. You know, a lot of times you might try to be an intelligent hitter, but that pitcher might be just as intelligent.
That's right. If the pitcher makes his pitch, I don't care how good a hitter you are, you will not handle that pitch.
Right.
The problem is if he misses, the good hitter will take advantage of the mistake. The bad hitter, speaking from experience, will not.
Well, even good hitters, if the ball is not where they want it or would like to have it, are going to be in trouble. Like that pitch, that was a great pitch to Munson, right in on the hand.
So all Munson could do on that ball there was fight that ball off.
Right.
Hope to foul it off.
All right, it's still 2-2 with nobody out. The pitch just missed the outside corner, 3-2 with a good slider. Now let's see if they'll have him running. Munson has struck out 57 times this year. That's not too many times when you realize he's been about 506 times. That's about 1 every 10 times up. All right, let's see if they're going. They're not going. It's bounced to third. Perfect. Double play ball. Stein steps on third, throws to first, and Meyer had to come off the bag and tagged Munson as he went by. Double play. 5-5-3 on that one. Munson did the same thing down in Baltimore when Rivers and Randolph started off with base hits and hit into a double play. The Yankees did win that ball game, though. So now Rivers is erased at third, Munson at first, Randolph is at second with 2 outs, and the batter, Reggie Jackson. Reggie batting .280, 11 doubles, 5 triples, 19 homers, 71 runs batted in. Colburn's pitch to Reggie, foul back and out of play, strike 1.
Still, if you notice, when the Yankees take on the Seattle Mariners, all the Mariners pitchers try to pitch Jackson inside. Weststock, the pitching coach at the Seattle Mariners, was the pitching coach with the Oakland A's when Jackson played there. And I'm sure the orders have come from Weststock. Stay on top of Jackson. Of course, now, and Yankee Stadium is dangerous. If they make that mistake a little bit out over the plate, he'll hammer that ball. Dick Allen comes to mind as a guy that you would pitch in. When he would come to the plate, he'd make a line off the plate on the outside of the plate and say, if they throw it out there, I will hit it. If they get it inside, we'll have problems.
All right, but I think the word's gotten around. I think every team is pitching Reggie in.
Right. Of course, most of your good hitters you have to stay on top of with the hard stuff.
Pitch to Jackson, outside, 1-1.
Now, of course, the good hitter will have to adjust. He has to look for that ball in there.
Okay. It's deep to right field, going to be close. And home run, it hit the screen. Holy cow, Reggie Jackson never left the batter's box. He watched it all the way with a lot of body English, and the ball just stayed screen. A 2-run homer for Reggie Jackson, and the Yankees lead 2-0.
Phil Colburn got that ball inside once again. Jackson looking for the pitch. Drilled it deep to right field. In fact, it looked like Colburn had the ball by Jackson. And right now, the Yankees players surround Jackson in the dugout.
All right, that's the 20th home of the year for Reggie. 73 runs batted in. Puts him one behind Greg Nettles for the team lead. Nettles up there now. And Greg hits a base hit to right field. Past the diving Julio Cruz. So that's the fourth base hit of the inning for the Yankees. And I don't know whether they got that many against Colburn the whole game last time out.
Of course, Colburn threw a masterpiece in Seattle. It was very tough on the Yankees, but tonight it seems like the Yankees are up for this ball game. Last night they looked a little bit down after a big series in Baltimore. Of course, this will happen after a big series. The team will have a down period.
And the pitch to Chris Chambliss, down low, ball one. Reggie Jackson has had 11 straight years where he's hit 20 or more home runs. Pitch to Chris, low and outside. Yanks in front, 2-0. 2 out, 2 balls, no strikes, the count on Chambliss. Nettles leads away at first. Pull foul over the Yankee dugout into the crowd. Chambliss, by the way, batting .287 with 22 doubles at triple, 9 homers, and 72 runs batted in. Greg leads away. Bouncing ball to Cruz at second base. This is a good hop. And he throws him out. But the Yankees pick up 2 runs, 4 hits. No errors and a man left at the end of 1. Yankees 2, Mariners nothing.
Ed Figueroa on the mound. Still.
All right, Danny Meyer takes a pitch outside, ball 1. Meyer hitting .228. 17 doubles and triples, 7 homers, and 51 runs batted in. Next pitch outside, 2 balls, no strikes. Biggie's 2-0 delivery, foul back and out of play in the upper deck. On deck, Bill Stein.
So Danny Meyer really came into his own last year with the Seattle Mariners. He had 22 home runs and drove in 90 RBIs.
Well, he's been injured quite a bit this year, too. There's one hit deep and far to right center. Rivers going back. Back, that ball is knocked back in by Rivers, or did it go off the wall? Nope, it's a home run. The way Rivers played that looked like he had slapped it back onto the field, but it had hit the wall and back of the regular fence and then came back to Mickey's glove. Just as Fran told you, Meyer with 22 homers, that one was creamed well over 400 feet.
And so it was not that bad a pitch by Figueroa, although Meyer got the head of the bat out. You have to give the hitter some credit. He had a good pitch. He hit it a long way.
Bill Stein takes the ball. So it's a 2-1 ball game now. All the runs are counted by home runs so far. High and tight, ball 2. For Meyer, that was his 8th home run of the year. 52nd run batted in. These Mariners play the Yankees tough. Lights to right field, but Reggie Jackson right there. One hands it, and there's one away.
Of course, so for the Yankees to win, they have to get the long ball. Tonight they got the long ball from Jackson.
Tom Pashort, the left fielder, will be the batter. Pashort batting .301, 14 doubles, 3 triples, 2 homers, 20 runs batted in. High drive to right center. Jackson moving to his right. Rivers and Jackson makes the catch. Mickey and back of him, 2 men out.
Now let's pause 5 seconds for station identification on the New York Yankee Radio Network.
Listener to 1460 WOKO Albany.
That'll bring up Bill Plummer, the catcher. Plummer batting .216, 4 doubles, 2 homers, 7 RBIs. 2 out, nobody on. Yankees leading 2-1. Big right-hand batter checks his swing, but it's over the outside corner, strike call. Biggie's next pitch, strike 2 call. Last night, Catfish threw 3 pitches that Plummer took, all of them strikes. He's done it on the first 2 pitches by Figueroa here. The 2-strike pitch, he lines a base hit, extra bases in the right field corner. Jackson after it, and Plummer will be in with a double. So that time Plummer did not take 3 pitches. Lined it over the head of Chambliss, right down in the right field corner.
And Figueroa get the ball down and away from Plummer. Plummer slicing that ball down the right field line for the double.
All right, here's Julio Cruz, struck out his first time up. And the outfield's going to play him very, very shallow. It'll be tough for Plummer to score on a base hit. Rivers moves well over to left center. Thomason near the line and very shallow. Curve blocked by Munson, ball 1. Figueroa to the belt. And down low again, ball 2, 2-0. Pirates are red-hot ball club. Beat Atlanta again today, 4-3. Did you see where Dale Berra hit a tape-measure home run yesterday?
Right.
The third deck, fly ball left field, but Gary Thomason right there makes the catch. 1 run, 2 hits, no errors, a man left at the end of an inning and a half. Yankees 2 and the Mariners 1.
Spencer will step in and hit for the Yankees and score the Yankees 2. The Mariners 1 after an inning and a half. Gary Thomason will follow Spencer, and then Bucky's dead.
All right, Spencer batting .218, 9 doubles, a triple, 7 homers, 23 runs batted in. Jim Colburn on the mound. Touched up for 2 runs and 4 hits in the first inning, and the curve is low, ball 1.
No score in Boston after 3.
All right, curve in there. This time it's 1-1. When you get a chance, Fran, in between pitches, slip those scores in with the winning and losing pitches. People like to hear that.
Oh, okay.
And home runs.
All right.
That's down low, 2-1. Especially me.
Okay, they'll score Boston after 3. Therese and Langford against oppose each other.
Full foul into the seat. 2-2.
Texas at Milwaukee, a later start. California 2, Toronto nothing. Frank Tanana won his 17th ball game with that shutout. Jim Clancy, the losing pitcher. No dingers in that ball game.
Okay. Good pitching. 2 balls, 2 strikes on Spencer. Nobody out. Colburn winds and the pitch foul back to the screen.
Minnesota 2, Cleveland 1, a final score. The winning pitcher, Dave Gould. Mike Marshall got his 18th save of the year. He has not pitched all year.
No.
Rod Carew, the scout, suggested that the Minnesota Twins sign Mike Marshall. Losing pitcher, Paul Russell.
All right, the pitch to Spencer struck him out swinging. That's the first strikeout for Colburn in the ball game.
The Orioles 9, the White Sox 4. That's the first game of a doubleheader. Dennis Martinez got his 12th victory on the year. Ken Kravick, the loser. Detroit at Kansas City, a later start. Final score, the Dodgers 3, the Mets 2. Winning pitcher, Bert Hooton. That's the first game of a doubleheader. Other final score, Pittsburgh 4, Atlanta 3.
All right, Gary Thomas in the batter, and the curve is high, ball 1.
In that ball game with the Pirates, the Braves tied a Major League record with 6 double plays.
All right. Oh, out of play down the left side.
Another final score, the Big Red Machine 6, the St. Louis Cardinals 3. Pedro Borbon, the winning pitcher. Losing pitcher, Mark Littell. Joe Morgan, having an off year in the home run department, hit his 11th.
Thomason takes it outside. 2 balls and a strike. 1 out, nobody on. 2-1, the Yankees lead.
Ken Henderson hit his 3rd home run of the year for the Cincinnati Reds.
Coburn winds, and the pitch fouled back to the screen. 2-2.
So the final, Houston 8, the Cubs 5. The losing pitcher, Bruce Sutter. The winning pitcher, Andujar. Montreal, San Diego later starts. Philadelphia 3, San Francisco 1. That's the final score.
Foul off the mask of the catcher. Count holds at 2-2.
And right here, the score, the Yankees 2, the Mariners 1.
All right, on deck, Bucky Dent. Coburn winds, kicks, delivers inside. 3-2. Beautiful night for the ball game. Game time temperature was 71 degrees. The payoff pitch. Bouncing ball to second. Cruz to his right, has it. Throw to first. Thomason is retired. 2 away. And it brings up Bucky Dent hitting .246. Bucky with 9 doubles, 4 homers, and 27 runs batted in.
And tomorrow will be Jim Beattie against Rick Honeycutt. 2 p.m. start. Like Phil said, beautiful autumn evening here in New York.
This is like World Series weather. Bucky hits the ground to the third. Stein right there. Looks at the ball. Fires to first for the out. So the Yankees get down in order, and at the end of 2 full innings, Yankees 2, Mariners 1. All right, we get ready for the top of the 3rd inning, and I will not keep you in suspense any longer. Fran Healy used the word forte a little while ago. I had used it, and that's way out of my territory, using a word like forte, so I should have never used it. And it seems like Fran and I were both wrong, because when you use the word forte, it pertains to music. We had this double check by Bob Shepard, our resident speech professor, and he is a English professor.
Very sharp man.
And the way you pronounce that word when it's used in the term that we were using it is Fort. Just like Fort Knox or Fort Dix. Base hit in the hole to right field by Reynolds. He's 2 for 2. Just a little bit of trivia, but Cosmo J. DiFiore,
Nice Irish guy.
the advertising editor of the Record, wrote me that, and it was very nicely written, constructive criticism. Fran Healy is not upset because he respects constructive criticism.
I certainly do.
Right.
How about you?
Yes, no, I never get mad. I love it. Rupert Jones takes the pitch outside, ball 1. Jones lined a single to right center his first time up.
That's not what you said about the gentleman between innings.
Don't agitate here, because a lot of people over the air don't know it, really. I like to agitate with you, but not when other people are concerned. All right, 1 ball, no strike. Reynolds with a short lead at first. Pitch to Jones, hit foul in the upper deck on the left side. 1-1. Yankees lead here 2-1. We're in the top of the 3rd. So far, pretty free-hitting ball game. Mariners 5 hits, Yankees 4. That roar was for a youngster who got a foul ball. They had to hunt it down under one of the seats in the upper deck. Figueroa kicks, and the pitch down low. 2-1. Leon Roberts on deck. The 2-1 delivery hit the outside corner, 2-2. I don't know if Rupert Jones, friend, always had that hitch. I was watching him batting practice and in the game that he's developed. One of the reasons he might be having an off year, I'm not sure. And he's late again with that little hitch. Fouls it in the upper deck on the left side.
Rupert Jones has appendix removed during the season. He missed about a month and a half, and of course he's never really regained his strength. He said he's starting to feel better now. He's worked out He's had extra work in Seattle before ball games.
Oh, that's good. I didn't realize that.
Big prospect with the Kansas City Royals at one time.
Yeah, I remember that. Other people were surprised when they gave up on him. The pitch is hit high in the air to left field, but Gary Thomason is right there. Pounds the glove and makes the catch back to first base. Reynolds one away.
And now 20 seconds for our local stations to identify themselves.
Listening to 1460 WOKO, Albany.
Leon Roberts, the batter, takes a curve high ball one. Roberts struck out his first time up. Big right-hand batter. Pitch by Figueroa, line to left center. Hard dig by Gary Thomason. Cannot get it. Has to play it on one hop. Reynolds hesitated at second base because there was a possibility Thomason might make the catch, and so he could not go to third. That's another break for the Yankees. A long single to left center by Leon Roberts. That's the sixth hit already for the Mariners. They had 2 in the first, 2 in the second, 2 here in the third. And now Bruce Boxey, who flied to left field his first time up. One man out. The Yanks with that slim one-run lead. Left hand hitting Bruce Boxey. The pitch high and outside, ball one. Figueroa set. And foul in the upper deck down the left side. Kicked all the way down below. 1-1. Figueroa walks in back of the mound on the grass, rubbing up the baseball. Outfield really spread out on Boxey. Figueroa checks Reynolds. His pitch to the plate outside, 2-1. Runners lead off first and second. And the pitch outside, 3-1. Danny Meyer is on deck. He hit that long home run to deep right center. And the runners are going, and a ball bounced to first. Chambliss makes a great play and throws to Figueroa for the out. They would have had Reynolds picked off second. Dent was breaking to the bag, but Figueroa threw to the plate. Both runners were going, and Chambliss made a beautiful play. Throw to Figueroa to get Boxey. Runners at second and third.
And Bucky Dent a little bit upset that Figueroa did not take a look at him at second base. Some ball clubs have a sign. They will put it on where the catcher will drop the glove. When he drops the glove, the pitcher spins and throws the ball to second base. The Yankees do not have that play. Bucky Dent breaks on his own and up to the pitcher to pick him up and throw the ball.
You know, when I played short, we had to have a play so that the pitcher would know, because Joe McCarthy and Bucky Harris and Casey Stengel would not stand for that. A runner breaking or an infielder breaking and the pitcher not know what's coming.
And, of course, the infielder will be out of position.
Yeah, well, absolutely. All right, Danny Meyer takes a pitch high, ball one. The next pitch is fouled upstairs, out of play. Pretty simple sign we used to use. Take the glove and bend over and put it flat on your knee. Most of the times I'd fold the glove over on my knee.
Of course, the pitcher would have to answer.
Yeah,
they'd sign.
Yep.
Any clubs I played with, the catcher would put the sign on.
Yeah, that's a good pitch. Is a little low, 2 balls and a strike. That's very good, because that way the pitcher doesn't have to look at the shortstop and kind of tip it off.
Right. The shortstop would relay it to the catcher. The catcher would go down into the crouch position and not give a sign.
Mm-hmm.
So obviously, if you do not give a sign, the pitcher cannot throw a pitch. The catcher will put his glove and then drop it.
All right, the 2-1 pitch, full foul in the Yankee dugout, 2-2. So the count is 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 out, 2 men on. The Yankees leading 2-1 in the top of the third. Left hand hitting Danny Meyer. Figueroa rocks back. And a high fly ball to shallow right. And that ball might be playable. No, Jackson cannot reach it. About 3 rows back. In the corner down the right field line. They're using a lot of baseballs early in this ball game. Head umpire Lou DeMuro keeps filling that pocket full of baseballs. On deck, Bill Stein. Roberts at second. Reynolds at third with 2 outs. And the curve is high outside, ball 3, 3-2. The payoff pitch. Curve high, ball 4, and the bases are loaded. That's first ball given up by Figueroa. The bases are loaded, and Bill Stein being called back, unless he wants another bat.
I believe he's going after another bat. Stein, a pretty good ball player. Had back spasms, lost about 3 weeks through the injury. That particular pitch right there was a tough pitch to get over. Figueroa would like to have Myers chase the bad pitch. He had been in scoring position with the right-handed swinging Bill Stein, now coming to the plate. 2 outs. The score, the Yankees 2. The Mariners 1.
All right, Stein fly to right field his first time up. Mariners with the bases loaded. Figueroa winds, and the curve is hit deep to left center. Rivers digging way back, and one hands it over his head. Holy cow, I said Rivers really got a jump on that ball. It was a line drive, not a towering fly. Big play for the Yankees. No runs. 2 hits, no errors, 3 men left. At the end of 2.5, Yankees 2 and the Mariners 1.
From Iroquois Brand.
All right, Mickey Rivers has a count of 2 balls, no strikes on him. Mick ripped a single right field first time up. Jim Colburn on the mound. And a fastball foul back at the plate, 2-1.
Still just a moment to say hello to Glenn Mueller at St. Joseph's Hospital in Stamford, Connecticut. Get well soon.
All right. Don't like to see anybody in the hospital.
All right.
Stein is in on the grass at third base. And Mickey bounces one right to him. Try to hit it by him, and Stein throws him out. It's such a temptation when that infield is in so close.
Some of the guests in the pregame show received gift certificates at Benihana. Watch in amazement as your chef turns fine steak, chicken, and shrimp into an Oriental feast. Other guests received the Powerex Dial Massage Shower Head, the only massaging shower head with 4 different sprays in one head. Dial 4, great feeling.
Willie Randolph takes the strike on the outside corner. Colburn had that rough first inning, where he gave up the 2 runs on 4 hits. But he has now retired 5 in a row, nicking those corners, and that hits the corner again, 0-2.
So in Boston, there's no score. Oakland and Boston after 4 innings.
Okay. Red Sox having a little problem scoring against the Oakland A's. They only got 1 run in last night's game, and they shut Jim Rice out. That's tough to do. Low outside, a ball and 2 strikes. Jones is very shallow in center field. And Willie takes the strike 3 call on the outside corner. Second strikeout for Colburn. Now Thurman Munson, who bounced into a double play his first time up. 2 out, nobody on. 2-1, the Yankees lead in the bottom of the 3rd. On deck, Reggie Jackson. It's to Munson, low and outside, ball 1. The next pitch is low and away, 2-0. Thurman man, batting .296. Curve right in there. Strike called 2-1. The 2-1 pitch is foul the right side, the upper deck. 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs. The 2-2 delivery, low and outside, 3-2. So full count on Munson. Coburn has not walked anybody so far. The payoff pitch. Ball 4. There's the first walk of the ball game.
So Coburn unhappy with that call. He thought he had a strike low and away. And if it was a strike, it was knee high on the black. That would have been a great pitcher's pitch. Of course, that's what Coburn has to do. He has to throw the ball on the corner.
All right, here's Reggie Jackson, who homered. Hits the screen alongside the right field foul pole first time up. His 20th homer of the year. The right-hander set. Pitch to Reggie, high and tight, ball 1. Danny Meyer holding the bag against Munson. I tell you, now look how shallow Rupert Jones is playing in center, even for Jackson. Curve down low, 2-0. He's going to get burned one
Right. Jones, a good center fielder, and obviously has a great deal of confidence in his ability to go back on the ball.
You might think that Kingdome Wall is riding back on him. He's got a lot more room to go back here than he does in Seattle. 2 balls, no strikes, 2 outs. Coburn throws to first. Munson is back. All right, the big right-hander set. Pitch to Reggie. Breaks over, strike call. He did not give in and throw the fastball. 2-1. Again, Coburn ready. Outside, 3-1. Oh, Reggie ready to turn loose here on a 3-1 count. The pitch, it's low, ball 4. Back-to-back walk. Munson goes to second. Jackson at first, and Greg Nettles the batter.
So when Coburn threw the first pitch to Jackson, I thought he was going to work him inside again, even though Jackson hit the fastball that was inside over the wall for a home run his first time up. After the first pitch, Summers sat on the outside part of the plate, and Coburn trying to throw the fastball outside.
All right, Coburn has good control. That's only the 2 men he's walked this, and he's walked only 41 all year. But he has given up 19 Gophers, 19 home runs, including Jackson's home run tonight. Nettles single to right field his first time up. Munson leads off second. Jackson off first. And the pitch to Nettles over the outside corner, strike 1 call. Yankees leading 2-1 in the bottom of the third. The kick and the curve outside, 1-1. On deck, Chris Chandler. Coburn sets. Fastball hit high in the air to left field. Down for short. Moving back under it and makes the catch. So for the Yankees, no runs, no hits, no errors. 2 men left at the end of 3. Yankees 2 and the Mariners 1.
Tom Pacholik steps in for the Seattle Mariners. Figueroa's first pitch, fouled back and out of play. Strike 1. Top of the 4th inning, the score. The Yankees 2, the Mariners 1. And here with the play-by-play, This is Frank Messer.
Hi, Brad Healy, and good evening, everybody. Wherever you might be listening to New York Yankee baseball. Bacharach looks at strike two. No ball, two strikeout on the right-hand hitting Bacharach. He flied to right field his first time up. Biggie's pitch misses low and away. Let's take 5 seconds for station identification on the New York Yankee Radio Network. 1-2 pitch. Hit on the ground through the box and over second. Randolph got it. Throws to first base. Base hit. Figueroa went right down on his backside as that ball was hit back to his legs. And Bacharach is on with a leadoff single. That is the 7th hit for the Mariners off Figueroa. Willie Randolph got to the ball behind second base. Made a quick throw to first, but not nearly in time to get Bacharach. So now in 3 of the 4 innings, the Mariners have had the leadoff man on. If you count the home run by Danny Meyer, which opened up the second. Plummer up to bunt, busted down the first base line. Chandler started to go to second, now throws back to first. And gets in. Willie Randolph took the throw, and it'll be a sacrifice 3-4. Chambliss almost threw to second base where Bucky Dent was covering, but thought better of it. Well, Plummer is credited with a sacrifice. The tying run is on at second.
Frank, in the field, the bunt for a right-handed first baseman a lot more difficult to get the runner at second base than it is for a left-handed first baseman.
All right, Fran, the batter now is Julio Cruz up for his third time. He bunts off the first base side of the mound. Figueroa's throw to first gets him. He was bunting for a base hit, and Figueroa let that ball go. It would have gone foul. He almost hit Cruz going down the line. But a good throw by Figueroa from foul territory, really.
And Frank, an excellent play by Chris Chambliss. Chambliss over at first base. I believe the ball was right behind Cruz. Cruz blocking Chambliss's sight. And Chambliss stuck out the glove, the ball in the glove. An excellent play by Chris Chambliss.
They did move a runner over to third, but I don't believe they're going to give him a sacrifice. No way he should have. Let's call him out. 1-3. That's the way to go. Official score. Good call. He was not bunting for a sacrifice. Certainly with one out, you're not going to sacrifice a man. And here is the left-hand hitting Craig Reynolds, Super 2. Cruz going for the base hit and didn't get it. So he is charged with a tie at bat, even though the runner did go to third. 2 down. Reynolds single to center and single to right so far. Hitting 3-0-2 now. Check swing. The pitch is low, and they appeal down to third, and third base umpire McKean says check swing. 1-1. Craig Reynolds, very fine young man, having an outstanding year. Got it started last year about mid-season, and he got it going all this year, friend.
And this is what he gets credit for success. He said last year he instilled confidence in him.
Pitch to him is high and away, 2-1.
Frank, it's amazing how important that is, especially for a young golfer. He comes out in the minor league. He's read, he's heard about the major leagues all his life, and he's intimidated. It's a short period. Some players come through it successfully, others not so successful.
He's successful, I'll tell you that. There's a bouncer hit toward Willie Randolph. His former teammate throws him out. And the side is retired at the end of 3.5. It's the Yankees 2, the Mariners 1. Chris Chambliss is leading off the bottom half of the fourth. First pitch is in there for a strike from Colborne. Right-hander takes the side from Plummer, kicks and delivers. Strike 2 on the inside corner. Chambliss behind 0-2. Bill White was talking over on TV, Brown, about Colborne having on the 2 pitches, the fastball and the slider. 0-2 deal. Hit deep to right. This one's out of here. It's a home run. Will it be upper deck? It is not quite. Home run, but not quite upper deck. Getty got her for Chambliss. And the Yankees lead 3-1.
Frank Colborne once again got the ball up. He got the ball up on Jackson. Jackson drove his ball deep to right field.
Well, Chris, home run number 10. And a set of gift certificates good toward the purchase of Getty Premium and unleaded regular gasoline. Jim Spencer steps in, takes low. Chandler's 10th homer, giving him 73 runs batted in. Tied with Jackson for second behind Greg Nettles, 74. Out of bounces foul into the Yankee dugout. Looks like Paul Lindblad was that catfish. Catfish Hunter grabbed that ball. Lindblad normally would be out in the bullpen, but he's going to start one game Monday. They're letting him rest out in the big dugout. He wouldn't know how to act in the big dugout, would he, Sam? 1-1 pitch, low and in.
Of course, a great acquisition because Lindblad has been through it with the Oakland A's. He knows what it takes to go from the bullpen into the dugout once or twice a year to start a ball game, especially in a pennant drive.
2-1 pitch. Check swing, strike 2 call. 2-2 on Spencer. Usually they have a radio out there in the bullpen, and we start talking about the bullpen, and heads bob around. They probably listen to the broadcast out there. 2-ball, 2-strike delivery. Spencer hits it over the head of the pitcher, may go up the middle and does. Base hit. Well, Spencer bounces one over the head of Colborn on over second into center field.
I think that pitch here was an off-speed curveball. Spencer hung in there long enough to slap the ball by Colburn. Cruz playing Spencer to pull. I'm a little bit surprised that Reynolds was not playing Spencer to pull because Spencer, a dead pull hitter.
Gary Thomason steps in, another left-hand batter. And he lines one to the upper deck. Foul.
Frank, you mentioned the bullpen. They play some interesting games out there. It's a pressure area. You have your short relievers, and they might end up in a ball game. They do many things to relax. One is a word game. You have a word game, very important in the bullpen, to know your words.
0-1 pitch. Change up, bounce up the middle, base hit. Out to the right center. Colborn took something off that pitch, and Gary Thomason drilled it right back up the middle. Spencer stops at second. So following the Chandler homer, back-to-back singles to put runners at first and second, still nobody out. And the batter will be Bucky Dent. Bucky Dent grounded out to third base his first time up. They shorten up the defenses with Dent up there. Corner man looks for the bunt. Let's see if Bucky squares. He does, and bunts it foul off the shin guard. Left-hander Shane Raleigh has started to throw out in the Matter bullpen.
Right, this is Colburn's 200th Major League start tonight. Colburn pitched his best ball game for the Seattle Mariners against the New York Yankees in Seattle. He pitched 9 innings and gave up only 3 hits and 1 run.
That bunt off the third base side. Colburn has it, throws to third. They've got the fourth there. Not even close on Spencer. Colborn bounced off the mound, fielded that ball, and Stein retreated to the bag to take the throw. A 1-5 fourth out. Gary Thomason went to second. Dent reaches first on the fielder's choice fourth out. One away, and Mickey Rivers the batter. Mickey is singled to right and grounded out to third. They shorten up again for the possible double play. Hard to turn it with Rivers. He lines this one out toward left center, and running the ball down the left fielder for Chard makes the catch. The runners halfway go back. Two outs, and Willie Randolph is the batter. Talking about the bullpen, Brad, I've had different pitchers say they have different feelings in the bullpen. And talking to Dave LaRoche the other night, he said he knew he wouldn't come into the ball game till, not before the seventh inning, usually the eighth or ninth. He said he'd sit out there and relax for the first 4 or 5 innings. Wouldn't really pay that much attention to the game. But then when it got down to where he might come in, he'd start watching the hitters, know exactly who was coming up, start thinking more intently about it. First pitch here to Willie Randolph. Check swing, bouncer foul off the right side and behind the plate.
Right now, Sparky Lyle has an interesting attitude. He goes out there, gets involved in the word games. All of a sudden, the call goes out. He gets up, he gets loose. When he's loose, he does not keep throwing. Every now and then he'll throw the ball. Then when he's brought in the game, he knows what he has to do. He goes in, he throws that slider. Raleigh Fingers, the same attitude. They go out in the bullpen. They know their job. Around the 7th, 8th, 9th innings, they're ready, psychologically and physically.
0-1 to Randolph. Down low. That's one thing, too. Really, Pritchard doesn't want to leave his game in the bullpen. Once he gets that arm loosened up, and just lob the ball every once in a while. Maybe throw again hard the last 2 or 3 throws after he's been called in.
Right. You get that from experience. Young pitcher does not know how to get loose.
Randolph takes inside. It's 2-1 on Willett.
Most of your young pitchers will go out there. They'll get them up, and they will throw hard from the moment they get up until the moment they're brought in a ball game, which could be 4 innings later.
Wonder why they can't get anybody out.
Right.
2-1 pitch to Willie. Ball 3 low and away. Holborn missing with a slider. 3-1. Randolph has singled and scored and been called out on strike. The Yankees are leading 3-1 here in the bottom half of the 4th. Gary Thomas in at second. Bucky Dent at first. 2 away. And a 3-1 pitch to Randolph. Here it comes. Swung on. One hopper right back to the pitcher. Colburn has it and throws him out. The Yankees get 1, lead 2 at the end of 4. New York 3, Seattle 1.
Top of the 5th inning here. It's Yankees 3, the Mariners 1. The Yankees and the Mariners have matched base hits. They have 7 apiece. Yankees going long ball twice with Jackson and Chambliss accounting for the 3 runs. The Mariners going long ball with Danny Meyer for their lone run. Rupert Jones steps in to face Ed Figueroa. And, Frank, we have a Mr. and Mrs. Jones in Tampa, Florida.
Yes, we do. We got to talk about those folks down there in just a minute. Joan and Phil Jones listening to our broadcast tonight. Let's see what Rupert does here. Takes the low one outside. I want all you folks out there in the Forest Hill section of Tampa take note of this. Joan and Phil Jones, your neighbors, are celebrating tonight their 28th wedding anniversary and listening to our game on WDAE.
Congratulations.
So, congratulations to Joan and Phil and many, many more anniversaries. As the line drive base 10 into center field for Rupert Jones, opening up the 5th inning for the Mariners. You blow those car horns down there, Forest Hill. Don't let them go to sleep tonight. All right. We hope they had a very pleasant day and many, many more. Congratulations. It's good to have a station down there in Tampa, too, carrying the Yankee story. Those folks down there on the west coast of Florida on weekends. Have a lot of friends down there, and look forward to seeing some of them this winter. Pitch is high to the right-hand hitting Leon Roberts. The base hit by Rupert Jones was his second of the game and the 8th off Figueroa. It's been a struggle. Figueroa has not had a moment's peace so far in this game. Roberts struck out in the first inning, singled in the 3rd. Right-hand hitter takes a strike over the outside corner, and it's 1-1. The Yankees are leading 2-1. Niners have only 1 run on each hit. So far, they've left 7 men on base through the first 4 innings. Throw to first base. One ball, 1 strike. Biggie comes set, turns it loose, and it's popped up at a shallow center. Willie Randolph circling back. Jackson coming in, Rivers in, and Randolph makes the catch. Crowd of pinstripes out there, and Randolph looked around, saw they were giving him his leeway, so he went to it. 1 out.
Frank, on a scoreboard, a pitcher's duel so far in Boston. After 6, there's no score. Mike Perez going for the Red Sox. Rick Langford, the right-hander, who's 6-10, going for the A's. Texas at Milwaukee, a later start. California 2, Toronto nothing, a final. Minnesota 2, Cleveland 1, also a final.
Chris Boxey steps in and takes high outside. Boxey is lined to left and grounded out to first. He's a spray hitter. He's got a little hitch in his swing. Everything sort of seems to be moving when he's up there at the plate. Well, he'll hit the ball to left field. And he's flipping his fingers, switching his shoulders, right leg moves, pitch is hit in the air to deep center, but Rivers will catch it. And he does. Rupert Jones all the way down to second, comes back to first. There are 2 out.
Frank, you mentioned Bochy moving around at the plate. Of course, when that pitcher starts to generate some power from the mound, the hitter has to generate some power. He cannot hit from that standstill position. Most of the time, it's to slow down a hitter's reaction at the plate. His first move is back, whether it's with the body or his hands. He has to put the hands in the hitting position, and it helps a big guy like Bochy to move around.
Danny Meyer steps in. He has homered and walked. The home run was his 8th of the year. He's had 4 hits in 5 at-bats in this series. Next pitch to him is bounced slowly off the third base side of the mound. Figueroa picks it up. Will have to hurry and gets in by a half a step. The crowd is retired. The Mariners leave a man at the end of 4.5 innings. It's New York 2 and Seattle 1. New York 3, Seattle 1.
Hey, Thurman Munson steps in with the score. The Yankees 3, the Mariners 1. Jim Colburn toes the rubber. Frank?
Munson is 0 for 1. It's the first pitch high in the air to center field. Rupert Jones coasting back to his left, settles under it, and makes the catch.
Frank, we have a score in the Texas ball game now. The Rangers scored 4 runs in the top of the second. They now lead the Brewers 4-0 after 2. Gave you the Minnesota score. Minnesota 2-3, but 1. Mike Marshall got his 18th save of the year. Doubleheader. Baltimore 9, Chicago 4 in the first game of the doubleheader. Baltimore leads the second game 1-0 after 2 innings.
Reggie Jackson steps in here, takes the pitch outside. Reggie had a 2-run homer in the first inning. His 20th home run, and this is 11 consecutive years now that Jackson has hit 20 or more home runs. Next pitch to him, strike called, and it's 1-1. There have only been 18 other players in the history of the major leagues to have hit 20 home runs in 11 consecutive years. Well, Jackson is in pretty good company. 1-1 pitch, foul back. That was up high, and Reggie turned everything loose on it and fouled it straight back.
Score from Kansas City. No score after 2.5. Detroit and Kansas City. Split against Jim Clayton. In the National League, the first game of a doubleheader was the Dodgers 3, the Mets 2. In the second game, no score after 2. Final, Pittsburgh 4, Atlanta 3.
1-2 pitch to Reggie. High pop-up. In foul territory, the catcher Plummer makes it. And there are 2 down. More, that ball was hit sky high, and Plummer did a little dance skipping around under it. But he stayed with it and caught it.
Cincinnati 6, St. Louis 3, a final score. Houston 8, the Chicago Cubs 5. That's a final. Montreal at San Diego later starts. The Phillies nipped the San Francisco Giants 3-1.
Okay, Fran, Greg Nuttles steps in. He is singled and fly to left and lines a base hit into center on the first pitch. Colburn got it up to him, and Greg jumped all over it. Nuttles with his second hit of the game for the Yankees at his base hit number 8. The Yankees lead at 3-1, and Chris Chambliss is the batter. Chris homered leading off the 4th. Takes the pitch low outside. Chambliss now has 73 runs batted in. Reggie Jackson has 73. Greg Nuttles has 74. The 1-0 pitch. Outside. 2 balls and no strikes. Colburn has given up 20 home runs this year in 119 innings pitched. He throws Chambliss outside again, ball 3. Working very carefully. I think he would rather pitch to Jim Spencer. Real delivery. Strike over the outside corner. Richie Zisk hit a home run for the Rangers in that big 4-run second inning of theirs. 3-1 deal. Strike 2 called. Chambliss doesn't believe it. Turns around. The plate umpire, Lou DeMuro, puts up a protest, and fans are on Chambliss' side. DeMuro just gets the whisk broom out. Lou DeMuro has gone to the inside chest protector. Used to wear the big balloon job. Nettles will go. The pitch is ripped foul. Just past the Yankee dugout. Bounces up in the seat. Three and 2 on Chambliss. 2 out. Nettles will be going again. Colborn studies Plummer's side. 3-2 pitch. Hit on the ground, right side. And it is fielded by Cruz. Turns around and throws him out. Julio Cruz made an excellent play. Going deep to his left. And he threw Chambliss out from right field. No runs. They hit the man left end of 5. It's New York 3 and Seattle 1. Bill Stein swings on a pitch and lines it to left, and it is caught by Gary Thomason on a sliding catch. Took it right off the blades of grass. Excellent catch by Gary Thomason in left field, robbing Stein of a base hit.
Frank, unbelievable play by Gary Thomason. Of course, he has those looping strides. Does not look like he travels rapidly, but he does, and made a fine shoestring catch. Bill Stein, I'm sure Bill Stein very unhappy.
Now stepping in, Tom Pachorik, the Mariners left fielder, and he takes the ball outside. Pachorik hitting 303, and that'll add to it. Base hit into left. Soft line drive. Thomason runs it down, and Pachorik makes his turn and bowls at first base as Thomason gets the ball back in. Let's pause 5 seconds now for station identification on the New York Yankee Radio Network.
Player moves by New York Yankees today. Domingo Ramos, Ron Davis, and Dennis Sherrill all reported to the Yanks today from the AA ball club West Haven.
Bill Plummer up. He is double and sacrifice. Right-hand hitter. Takes the strike letter high. Yankees haven't touched anybody off their AAA club because they're in the Pacific Coast League playoffs. West Haven just missed the Eastern League playoffs, even though they finished up the year with the best overall record in the league. 1-0 pitch. Strike 2 call. Same pitch, same spot.
West Haven swept their season-ending doubleheader last night with Holyoke. Winning the opener 5-4 behind a complete game 5 hitter by Doug Heinhold.
This strike pitch will be coming down to Plummer. It's high. 1 ball and 2 strikes. Sherrill, Ramos, and Davis are all in uniform here at the stadium tonight, we're told. 1-2 pitch is foul back. We're also told that Ron Guidry will start the first game of Monday afternoon's doubleheader against the Detroit Tigers, going for his 20th win. That is, unless Guidry should suffer a setback between now and Monday, but he is the scheduled pitcher in the first game Monday afternoon at 1 o'clock. Going for his 20th win, the Yankees meet the Tigers. 1-2 delivery. Struck him out. Figueroa picks up a big strikeout, his 3rd of the game. 2 down. Brings up Julio Cruz. Cruz of the night is struck out, flied to left, and bounced back to Figueroa. The Yankees are leading 3-1 here in the top of the 6th. Mariners have a runner at first, 2 down. The pitch to Cruz. Swing and a miss, strike 1. Paul Lindblad is due to start the second game of the doubleheader Monday. The Yankees will throw 2 left-handers at the Tigers to try to stop their left-hand hitters. Pitch is high, 1-1. Their power is left-handed. Jason Thompson, Rusty Staub, Milt May. 1-1 pitch. Bouncing ball. Foul off the first base line. The Tigers got some excellent hitters this year and getting some good pitching.
Some young players.
Yeah, they got the leading candidate for Rookie of the Year right now, I think, and that kid Lou Whitaker, second baseman, born right here in New York City in Brooklyn. I better not say Brooklyn. New York City. I'm going to be positive about Brooklyn. Hey, Oakland just scored 4. That's the fans' reaction. Oakland leading Boston 4-0. Talk about scoreboard baseball. Biggest cheer of the night's gone to the scoreboard. 1-2 pitch. Check swing, strike 3. Cruz is out, and the Tigers is retired. And a 5.5 to score. New York 3 and Seattle 1. The fans have noticed the scoreboard. Oakland leading Boston 4-0 in the 7th inning. A windup by Colborne. The pitch. High and tight. Spencer rocks back. Spencer tonight has struck out in singles. The series winds up tomorrow afternoon at 2 o'clock here at the stadium. 1-1 to Spence. Inside again. 2 balls and a strike. Jim Beattie, who has pitched well but without any luck, will start for the Yankees, and Rick Honeycutt will pitch for Seattle tomorrow afternoon at 2 o'clock. And Monday at 1, a Labor Day doubleheader with the Tigers. 2-1 deal. Spencer takes it for a strike, and it's 2-2. The Yankees lead 3-1. We're in the 6th inning here at the stadium. And the 2-2 pitch from Colborne. Low and inside, ball 3.
Like in that game in Boston, the A's scored 4 runs in the top of the 7th. In the bottom of the 7th, the Red Sox have 2 men aboard, and Sosa is on the relief of Rick Langford.
Elias Sosa. All right. We'll keep an eye on that one for you.
Mike Torres still pitching for the Boston Red Sox.
Torres hasn't pitched that well lately. Nonetheless, he is a double-figure winner up there. 3-2 here to Spencer. Hit deep but foul. That'll be in the upper deck, but a foul ball.
Frank, the Mariners, one of the few clubs that do not overshift on Spencer. Of course, Spencer loves that ball inside, preferably down. And if he was to put in an order, he would order a fastball.
Well, let's see what Colvin throws to him. And he had a little bend out, and Spencer is called out on strike. That will be the 3rd strikeout for Colborne. 1 out here in the 6th, and the batter is Gary Thomason. Thomason has grounded out in singles. Well, we're right in the heart of our Labor Day weekend. Wherever you're listening to Yankee baseball, we hope you'll make it a safe one as you travel around our country's highways. Pitch to Thomason is low outside, whether you're up in New England or down in Virginia, down in Florida, here in the New York, New Jersey, Connecticut area, points in between. Take it easy. 1-0 pitch. Down low, it's ball 2. 2 balls and no strikes. Here in the area, we hope you'll come out and see Yankee baseball this weekend. 2-0 pitch. Check swing. It's low. Ball 3. Yankee attack was slowed down a bit last night by Paul Mitchell. The Yankees got only 4 hits and were shut out. But by and large, they're playing exciting baseball these days. Tomorrow's game should be in the Detroit series, too. There's a strike. Ed Thomason under wraps. 3-1. One out, nobody on. 3-1 pitch to Gary. Hit right back through the box. Base hit on through to center field. So Gary Thomason collects his 2nd hit tonight. Yankees now have 9 hits. Not many runs for the number of hits in this game. Yankees lead 3-1. Each team has 9 hits. One thing, the pitchers have helped themselves by not walking people. Thomason goes, pitch to Dennis, line to left, base hit. Thomason's going to try for third, and he will make it. But Chorik had trouble picking the ball up and throws into second base.
Very good bat control by Bucky Dent. Bucky likes the ball from the middle of the plate in. The ball was outside, out over the plate. Bucky had to wait a little bit longer on the ball, but still pulled the ball for a base hit into left field. Right, many times hitters will make mistakes by trying to hit the ball behind the runner. You really don't have to hit the ball behind the runner. Just put the ball in play.
All right, Shane Raleigh, a left-hander, starts warming up in the Mariner bullpen, and Mickey Rivers, the batter. Mickey is 1 for 3. Runners on the corners, 1 out. Third baseman Stein in on the grass. The pitch is line foul to the seats in left field. And Wes Stock, the pitching coach, is on his way out, giving Shane Raleigh a little more time to warm up, and I doubt if we'll see another pitch thrown by Jim Colborn.
And we'll take a break in the action with the score. Yankees 3, Mariners 1.
This is Mel Allen. Thanks to Emery's computer tracking system, no matter where in the world your package is, you can always pick up a phone, call Emery, and touch base with it. Emery, the Air Force in air freight.
Hey, Wes Stock calls in Shane Raleigh, the left-hander. In 1978, Raleigh has 4 wins, 8 losses, with a 4.14 ERA. He has 4 saves. Well, Jim Colburn, who pitched his best ball game against the Yankees, is in Seattle. He pitched 9 innings, allowed just 3 hits, 1 run, which came on Chris Chambliss' home run. He had 1 error, 2 base on balls, and 3 strikeouts in Seattle. Here, against the Yankees tonight, he gave up 3 runs and 10 hits. So the Yankees turning the dial up a bit, getting used to Colburn's fastball and breaking ball, and hanging in there. And they're out in front now, 3-1 over the Mariners. Raleigh, the left-hander, jogs across the infield into the 18-foot circle, pitches round, and on the scoreboard, Boston scored 2 runs in the bottom of the 7th. It's now Oakland 4, Boston 2. It's Texas 4, Milwaukee 1 after 3, California 2, Toronto nothing, Minnesota 2, Cleveland 1. Final score. First game of 2, it's Baltimore 9, Chicago 4. Second game, Baltimore 1, Chicago nothing. After 3.5 innings in Baltimore. Detroit and Kansas City, no score in the middle of the 4th inning. In the National League, first game of 2, it's Los Angeles 3, New York 2, a final. No score in the middle of 4 innings in Los Angeles in the second game. That first game only took an hour and 58 minutes. Bert Hooton, the winning pitcher. Pittsburgh 4, Atlanta 3, a final score in Pittsburgh. Cincinnati 6, St. Louis 3, a final score. Houston 8, Chicago 5. Montreal and San Diego, a later start. The Phillies 3, San Francisco 1, a final score. And here at Yankee Stadium, once again, the score. The Yankees 3, the Mariners 1. The Yankees with 10 hits, the Mariners with 9 hits. No errors in his ballgame. Mickey Rivers, who just slapped the Jim Colburn fastball hard down the left field line, steps in to face Shane Raleigh. Count, no balls, 1 strike, 1 out. Yankees with runners on the corners. Frank?
Raleigh's pitch, low outside, breaking ball. Whatever Rivers does will be on Raleigh's record. See, the Texas Rangers boosted their attack a little bit when they picked out Johnny Grubb from the Cleveland Indians. Another big player move. 1-1 pitch to Rivers. Bouncing ball, foul off the right side of home plate. Grubb had indicated he would play out his option, become a free agent. Gabe Paul didn't want any part of that, so he sent him on to the Texas Rangers. Indians got a player to be named later. Most popular guy in baseball. Got on every club in the major league. 1-2 pitch to Rivers. Here it comes, and it is bounced foul again off the right side, down past the Yankee dugout. A couple of veterans reactivated by the Milwaukee Brewers. A couple of veteran catchers. Andy Etchebarren and Larry Haney. They're still catching, Fran Healy.
Yes, they are. Very good catcher.
That's your bar now, 53. Larry Haney, 49.
And lying about their age.
Kid and Fran Healy, they're both fine men. There's a line drive, base hit over second for Rivers. In the score comes Thomason. The Yankees lead 4-1. Lucky Dad stops at second base. Mickey Rivers just slapped that ball right back over second base.
Frank Rivers, just unbelievable. He'll go up there with the count even on him and take a good rip. When he gets behind, he shortens up on the bat, just slaps the ball, puts the ball in play, because Mickey knows if he puts the ball on the ground, he can beat it out.
All right, runners first and second. The Yankees lead 4-1, and Willie Randolph is the batter. The pitch to Randolph. Curve, high, ball one. The runners charged to the record of Colborn. That at second base is also Colborn's responsibility. Raleigh to the belt, the left-hander's pitch. Breaking ball, low and in. 2 balls and no strikes on Randolph. Willie is 1 for 3. Rivers now has 2 hits in this game. To O'Deal, inside. Every Yankee has at least 1 hit tonight, except for Thurman Munson. And Thurman is on deck. Lucky Dad is at second. Mickey Rivers at first. The Yankees with a 4-1 lead. Shane Raleigh kicks and deals. Ball 4 inside. The bases are loaded. West Stock is out. We'll have another pitching change made here. Stock walking very determinedly toward the mound and looks out to the bullpen. He'll want a right-hander in to pitch to Thurman Munson. So right now there's another break in the action with a score of the Yankees 4 and the Mariners 1.
This is Mel Allen. If you think a Reggie Jackson home run travels far, Emory travels over 250,000 miles a day because they're on every key flight of every airline that carries freight with a fleet of charter planes waiting in the wings. And that's what makes Emory the Air Force in air freight.
Okay, Jim Todd, the right-hander who pitched for the Oakland A's, on in relief of Shane Raleigh. Todd, 1978 statistics, 2 wins, 4 losses, with a 4.18 ERA. He has 3 saves, Todd. Relies on that sinking fastball. Frank, once again, Tacoma won their division in the Pacific Coast League. Last night they were rained out of their final regular season games. And Larry McCall has the name to pitch the opening game of the Pacific Coast League playoffs.
I'll tell you something, Brad. We talk about that and talk about the Tacoma Club, West Haven, Oneonta, occasionally Fort Lauderdale. And the big thing about it is that for so many years, the Yankees really have not had a productive farm system. They just have not been able to bring players up. And in this day of the free agent and the multi-million-dollar ball players, I think any team's salvation is going to be in its own farm system, producing its own young players, bringing them along through A, AA, AAA ball up to the major league level. And I think now that for the first time in many years, the Yankees have started to do that. It shows in the record of their farm clubs. Talk about Tacoma winning the Coast League, West Haven having the best record in the Eastern, even though they didn't make the playoffs. Oneonta, Lauderdale, kids coming along.
Right here in New York, you have Ron Guidry out of the farm system, Kenny Clay, Jim Beattie, Mike Heath, Tim looking prospect, catching prospect. And besides Tacoma, this year Oneonta won their division in the New York Penn League.
All right, Fran, let's get back to this one as the right-hander Todd will pitch to Munson. Bases loaded, 1 out. Thurman takes low, ball 1. Thurman Munson came up through the Yankee farm system. One of very, very few players on the current club right now. And Thurman Munson, you got Roy White, and outside the pitchers, that's about it. 1-0 delivery, low and in, ball 2. 2 balls and no strikes. 3, low and outside. Munson with a count of 3-0, bases loaded, no place to put him.
And Tom House, left-hander, loosening up in the Mariner bullpen.
Bases loaded, 3-0 pitch. Munson takes a strike. Reggie Jackson is the on-deck hitter. The Yankees lead 4-1. Todd off the set position. Right-hander's pitch. Line, base hit into left field. Here comes one run. Rivers digging hard. He'll score. That scores. Rivers scores. The Yankees lead 6-1. And Munson has driven in his 60th and 61st runs of the year. Willie Randolph held at second base on the single. So Jackson will be up with runners at first and second and one out. Strike one to Reggie. Jackson hit a 2-run homer in the first inning, walked in the third, and popped to the catcher in the fifth. Fans are with him. And the 0-1 deal. Hit high in the air to deep left field, but it is playable by Pachorik. He circles around and makes the catch near the warning track. Both runners tag up and advance as the throw goes into second base. Willie Randolph scampered to third, and Munson dug down to second after the catch. Two outs, and Greg Nuttles is the batter. Jim Colborn's record is complete now. 5 1/3 innings, 5 runs, all earned, 10 hits, 1 walk and 3 strikeouts. Shane Raleigh is charged with 1 run. Rivers, who is in the dugout, having scored run number 6. Greg Nuttles the batter with runners at second and third, 2 down. Fouls the pitch back underneath us, strike 1. Nuttles is 2 for 3 tonight. Chris Chambliss is on deck. The Yankees lead at 6-1. The Yankees now have 12 hits in the game. Todd deals. Nuttles fouls another one back just to our left. No balls and 2 strikes. The Yankees win this, and Oakland can beat Boston. The Yankees would be down only 5 games in the loss column. Here's the 0-2 to Greg. Outside, a ball and 2 strikes. Oakland is leading 4-2. They're in the 8th inning at Fenway. Elias Sosa in relief of Rick Langford. Nuttles is complaining about, I believe, the message board out there, which is inoperative tonight except for flashing lights, and the whole thing has been turned off. That's what was bothering Greg. Now he'll step in with a count of 1 ball and 2 strikes. The set by Todd, and the pitch. Foul back to the left side. There's some kind of problem out there in the message board in dead center field. Scoreboards were operating, although they have been off a couple of times. Just the solid lights up there were bothering Greg. The whole thing has been turned off. 2 on, 2 out, a ball and 2 strikes on Nuttles. Here comes the pitch. Outside, 2-2. Willie Randolph is at third. Thurman Munson at second. Todd takes a breather. Now the right-hander has the sign from Plummer, turns it loose. Inside, almost hit him. Jackknife Nuttles. Fastball inside, and the count is 3-2. Payoff pitch to Greg. Here it comes. Struck him out. Good pitch from Todd. Strikes out Nuttles. The Yankees, though, score 3. Bill White will carry along, ladies and gentlemen. It's been a real pleasure. At the end of 6, the score. New York 6 and Seattle 1.
A reminder that the Yankees host Rusty Staub and the Detroit Tigers in a Labor Day twin bill beginning at 1 o'clock. And night games Tuesday and Wednesday at 8. Then, just 2 weeks from this weekend, the Boston Red Sox come into Yankee Stadium for the last time this year. Both games are September 15th, 16th, and 17th. Craig Reynolds steps in for the Seattle Mariners, top of the 7th. The score of the Yankees 6, the Mariners 1. The Yankees with 12 hits, the Mariners with 9. Here with the play-by-play, Bill White.
All right, Fran, and Reynolds has 2 of those 9 base hits against Ed Figueroa, and he takes outside ball 1. Reynolds has singled twice, and he's bounced to second. The 1-0 pitch to Reynolds. This is outside, 2 balls, no strikes. Nettles in on the grass at third base. Bucky'd at the shortstop. Willie Randolph playing at second, and Chambliss. Chris Chambliss playing first base. Figueroa's 2-0 pitch. On the outside corner, it's 2-1. Yankee outfield has Gary Thomason in left, Mickey Rivers in center, and Reggie Jackson out in right field. They're playing straight away. Pitch is fouled back. 2-2. Figueroa now gets to baseball. Rubs it up. Now he looks in at Munson for sign. Gets it. Blocks and deals a 2-2 pitch. Hit on the ground, and Chambliss back in. Throws to Figueroa. Just in time. An excellent play by Chambliss and Figueroa. And there's one away.
And now 20 seconds for a local station to identify themselves.
Rupert Jones takes high from Figueroa. 1 ball and no strikes. There's 1 out and nobody on. Mariners batting here in the 7th. The Yankees ahead 6-1. Change up a swung on and missed. Jones is 2 for 3. Mariners have gotten at least 1 base hit in every inning so far against Ed Figueroa. 1-1 pitch. Another change is high. This time it's 2-1. The Mariners so far have left 9 men on base through the first 6 1/3 innings. High and away, it's 3-1. Jones, the left-handed batter. Here's a 3-1 delivery. Swung on and fouled back. It's 3-2. Yankees trying to pick up ground on the first place Boston Red Sox. Yankees leading here 6-1. Red Sox in the Oakland A's at Fenway 4-2 Oakland in the 7th. And on the ground on the second base, Randolph to his left. Digs it out. Throws to Chambliss. 2 down. That'll bring on big Leon Roberts, the right fielder. He struck out, singled, and popped up. Roberts batting at .304, having a fine year for the Mariners. I think Seattle misses Carlos Lopez, whom they traded over the winter to the Baltimore Orioles. Roberts takes low, ball 1. Leon Roberts has 20 home runs this year for the Mariners and 75 runs batted in to go along with his .300 batting average. Chopped this one fouled outside third. 1 ball, 1 strike. I think the Tigers could probably use this kid now.
I'm sure they could.
They've got all that left-handed hitting over there, and Thompson and Staub.
Right, of course, he had a failure with the Tigers. Over at Houston, they lost confidence in him, sent him to the minor leagues, and he found himself. Pretty good hitter.
1-1 pitch, the curveball on the outside corner, ball and 2 strikes on Leon Roberts. Big right-handed hitter, stands deep in the box, has a slightly closed stance, and the pitch. Hit foul off the right side. That'll sail back in the seats and out of play. Count remains 1 ball and 2 strikes on Leon Roberts. And the pitch. Overhand curveball stays high. It's 2 balls, 2 strikes. Yankees 6 runs on 12 hits. The Mariners 1 run on 9. Fouled back by Roberts. Bounced up a hitting. The count remains 2-2. We're in the 7th inning here at Yankee Stadium. Yankees making the Mariners pay a little bit for Paul Mitchell's 4-hit shutout last night as the Mariners beat them 3-0. Mariners winning for the first time in 2 years here at Yankee Stadium. Now the 2-2 pitch to Roberts. Curveball hits the left. Going back is the left fielder Gary Thomason. He's there now waiting and makes the catch, and the side is retired. 3 up and 3 down for the first time in the ball game. And at the end of 6.5 innings of play, the Yankees 6, the Mariners 1.
Labor Day, still 6.
Chris Chambliss takes outside in the 7th inning. 1 ball and no strikes. Todd misses again outside. It's 2-0. Yankees leading 6-1, batting in the 7th inning. Chambliss has bounced out, homered, and bounced out. He's 1 for 3. Lines this one to left field, but right there is Pachorik back a couple of steps and makes the catch. 1 away. That'll bring on the designated hitter, Jim Spencer. He has struck out twice and singled to center field.
So in Boston in the 9th inning, the score is Oakland 4, Boston 3.
And the pitch to Spencer. Called strike, overhand fastball. And the 1-strike pitch to Spencer. Swung on, bounced towards shortstop. Right there's Reynolds waiting. Digs it up, throws the first in plenty of time. 2 out. Gary Thomason is 2 for 3 in the ball game, both singles, and both smashed up the middle. And he scored a run. Thomason's a left-handed batter, and the Mariners play him straight away, both in the infield and the outfield. There's the first pitch to Gary Thomason. And he takes high and away, ball 1. Yankees 6, the Mariners 1. 7th inning. Jim Todd, the 3rd pitcher used by Seattle. The next pitch, too high, 2 balls, no strikes. Jim Colborn started. He went 5 1/3. Shane Raleigh came on the 6th pitch to 2 men. And Jim Todd on in the 6th, relieving Raleigh. Hit in the air, foul off the left side. Moving over to the third baseman, Bill Stein has no room. Back in the seats. 2-1. With this crowd tonight, the Yankees will go over 1,800,000. Here's the 2-1 pitch to Thomas. Swung on and fouled off the first base side. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Now Lou DeMuro, the home plate umpire, sweeps the plate off. And Townsend gets back in. Todd getting a sign from Plummer. Here's the 2-2 pitch. Swung on, loop to center field. Coming on is Jones. Rupert is there and puts it away, and the side is retired. 3 up and 3 down. The end of 7 full innings of play. The Yankees lead Seattle 6-1. It'll be Boxey, Danny Meyer, and Bill Stein against Figueroa here in the 8th inning. Check swing bounce to third. Nettles backing up. Long throw to first, and they've got him.
On the scoreboard, after 8 innings of play in Boston, it's Oakland 4, Boston 3. After 4 in Milwaukee, it's the Rangers 4, the Brewers 2. Final score, California 2, Toronto nothing. Minnesota 2, Cleveland 1, a final score. Baltimore 9, Chicago 4, a final.
Danny Meyer bounces one to first base. Chambliss digs it out. He'll take it himself. 2 out.
Second game doubleheader in Baltimore. It's the Orioles 1, the White Sox nothing after 6.5. Kansas City 5, Detroit nothing after 4. National League scores, the Dodgers 3, the Mets 2. A final in the second game. It's Los Angeles 1, New York nothing after 4.5. A final, Pittsburgh 4, Atlanta 3. Cincinnati 6, St. Louis 3.
Here's Bill Stein, who's over 3, and he takes the curveball for a strike.
Houston 8, Chicago 5. Montreal, San Diego later start. And the final score, the Phillies 3, the Giants 1.
One strike pitch is popped up out near second base. Bucky does the shortstop calling. He's under the ball and makes the catch. The side is retired. At the end of 7.5 innings of play, the Yankees 6, the Mariners 1. Bucky Dent leading off against Jim Todd in the bottom of the 8th. Yankees ahead 6-1. The first pitch was down low, ball 1. And the next pitch, down low, ball 2. Dent so far in the ball game has bounced out, forced a runner at third base, attempting to sacrifice, and got a hit and run single to left field in the 6th inning. Todd's 2-0 pitch on the inside corner, 2-1. So Bucky is 1 for 3, batting at 246. Hit on the ground to shortstop to his left and not getting the ball as the shortstop, Craig Reynolds. Ball goes through in the center field, and Rupert Jones gets it back in. Bucky picks up his second base hit of the ball game, and that'll bring on Mickey Rivers. Rivers is 2 for 4 with a run batted in, and Mickey has also scored a run. 13th base hit for the Yankees against Mariner pitching. Now the right-hander, Todd, steps, and the pitch. Swung on and fouled back. Sparky Lyle and Dick Gossage throwing in the Yankee. Rich Gossage throwing the Yankee bullpen. Pitch is taken outside. 1-1. Both of them throwing hard out there in the bullpen. Here's the 1-1 pitch. Swung on and fouled back and out of play. 1 ball, 2 strikes on Mickey Rivers. Now Mick backs out, looks down at Dick Houser. As Dent takes the short lead off first, he's being held there by Danny Meyer. Now Todd checks it. 1-2 pitch, down low, 2 balls, 2 strikes. Now Todd is ready. And the pitch. Swung on, 1 hopper to second. To short for 1, back to first, double play. Mickey Rivers hit the ball hard, but right to Julio Cruz. And the Mariners turn a double play, 4-6-3, and they're 2 out. That'll bring on Willie Randolph, who was singled in 3 trips. Willie, a right-handed batter, is batting at 268. And the pitch is down low, ball 1. Yankees lead 6-1. Yankees batting in the bottom of the 8th inning. And the 1-0 pitch. Swung on, looped down the right field line, but it was sliced foul back in the seat. 1 ball, 1 strike. On deck is Thurman Munson. Now Todd gets the new ball. Wants another sign from Plummer and gets it. Here's the 1-1 pitch. Randolph takes it high. 2 balls and a strike. And the 2-1 pitch. Hit on the ground at second base. Cruz has it. Takes the sign. Throws over to Meyer. And the side is retired. No runs, a base hit. Nobody left on base. Through 8 full innings of play. The Yankees 6, the Mariners 1.
Okay, a final score from Boston. It's the Oakland A's 4, the Boston Red Sox 3. So the Yankees have an opportunity tonight to pick up 1 full game on the Boston Red Sox. If the Yankees win this ball game tonight, they will then trail the Boston Red Sox by 5 games in the loss column.
Tom Pachor gets a single to left field. Swinging on the first pitch. He rounds first base. He goes to throw for second. And he'll make it with a slide. Pachor gets one in the left center.
And now Rivers and Thomas looking at each other as Paciorek hustled himself into a double. And we're going to get a pinch hitter for Bill Plummer. John Hale, the left-handed batter, will bat for Plummer. Two base hits for Tom Paciorek, his third base hit of the ball game. He's 3 for 4.
And Bill, when Paciorek left home plate, he had double on his mind. It was not even a contest at second base. He was in easily with a double.
Outfield straightens up for John Hale, and Figueroa's pitch to him. Swung on and missed. Biggie had retired 8 in a row before giving up that double to Paciorek. Paciorek had gotten the last base, hit a single back in the 6th inning. Yankees leading 6-1, playing the 9th. Fastball misses inside. It's 1-1. Attendance 18,530 tonight. As Biggie sets and deals the 1-1 pitch. Hale takes it high. 2 balls and a strike. Figueroa has scattered 10 base hits so far. He's given up just 1 run. That's a solo home run by Danny Meyer in the 2nd inning. That made it 2-1 Yankees. 2-1 pitch hit in the air to center field. Mickey Rivers going back. He's there and makes the catch. Paciorek tags to second. He'll go on to third, and he'll make it there standing. There's 1 away. Julio Cruz, the batter. He struck out twice, flied out once, and tried to bunt. Figueroa threw him out in the 4th inning, so he's 0 for 4. Well, the Red Sox go down to the Oakland A's for the 2nd straight night. Pitch to Cruz. Curveball is high, ball 1. Yankees had an excellent opportunity to pick up another game last night, but Paul Mitchell shut him out 3-0. Curveball is a strike. It's 1-1. Mitchell had an excellent breaking ball most of the night. Gave the Yankees just 4 base hits. 1-1 pitch. Snoop foul off the left side and back in the seats. 1 ball. 2 strikes on Julio Cruz. Well, the Yankees made Jim Colborn pay for that tonight as they nicked Colborn for 10 hits through 5 1/3 innings. But they only got 3 runs off the right-hander. 1-2 pitch. Outside. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Actually, Colborn was charged with 4 runs. There's down low. 5 runs for Colborn. Another run, Rivers run, charged to Shane Raleigh. 3 balls and 2 strikes on Julio Cruz. Paciorek at third base, 1 away. Yankees ahead 6-1 in the 9th inning. Payoff pitch. High chopper over the mound. A run was scored. Then up throw in the first. They've got him. Paciorek scores. Yankees now lead 6-2, but the Yankees 1 out away from a win.
And Bill Cruz hustled down at first base with a close play. Dent could not set himself, had to throw the ball on the run, made a perfect throw. Many of the Seattle Mariners think Cruz is going to be a real good second baseman. Made a great play again tonight against the Yankees.
Here's Craig Reynolds, 2 for 4. He checks the swing and takes down low, ball 1. Reynolds, 2 singles, his first 2 times up, then a bounce out, another bounce out. Lines this one to left. Right there is Thomason. Gary's there and makes the catch. The ball game is over for the Mariners in the 9th inning. They score 1 run on 1 base hit, and they leave nobody on base. The final score, the Yankees beat the Seattle Mariners 6-2.